Driving
This
and
is
driving.
this is the greatest show.
Dude, you, you've yelled at me for driving and laughing before.
I know. I'm not looking at you though, and
Maybe a bit.
I know. I had to, but I wasn't gonna miss the because of all the Instagram problems,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
connectivity. All
Oh,
right,
God. Mike's been a
the
busy
ne-
guy, folks.
the next the levee has broken.
Yeah, definitely. Joe,
Uh,
what's going on? Thanks for joining. Um, Joe Hoppus. He's in the house.
Joe, hey, buddy.
Uh, um,
He just led a breathwork class over the weekend, actually, which probably
I
I
could
could
use all
stand to
that. I know.
I could stand to
Yeah, I
breathe
think we both
a
could.
little bit more.
Speaking of breathing, how's your day been? I know anybody who's listening, including Joe, Mike's been a busy guy the last few days, maybe the last couple of
Yeah,
weeks. So, how's the day been?
we're good. We're going. Obviously, we had our coaching call. We had I got a little back and forth on my South Boston listing, so that's doing well. Just met a couple for they want to sell their place in the new year and buy one out out a little west of the city. Sorry, I am trying to find a side street here. My God. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I'm across from Wollaston Golf Club. I doubt I can pull in there and no one's going to
Okay,
harass me.
you
So,
should be all right. You should be all right.
nice. So I'll
Um,
just park in front of this stranger's house. All right.
I remember the last time. Yeah, I think maybe like I've done this a couple of times where I was living and driving, and
Yeah.
the last time I did it was when
No.
Brady was our guest, and both you
Yeah.
guys were like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
are both like, "What is going on?" Uh, but yeah, Mike's been a busy guy, very busy, and that's kind of it's going to lead well into our topic of the day, but
Yes,
because
indeed.
yeah, just because like, I don't think this news changes anything. Like I mean, obviously it is big news, like in terms of
Sure.
like the landscape and what have you. But for agents and generally for consumers, at least right now, nothing changes. People have needs. People got to buy. People got to sell. And agents need to stay busy. This news doesn't change anything in terms of kind of what you're doing day to day as an agent. So that's kind of like really is the headline. And I mean, that's why Mike's continued to stay busy. Like things are still happening. We've got several listings coming on. The rest of our agents are starting to get busy, which is super exciting. There are a lot of buyers in the pipeline. So yeah, I mean, I think that's really the kind of the headline of it. But let's get into this deal. This Anywhere Compass deal, which it was announced a couple of days ago, or was it a few days ago? Maybe last
It
week.
was like it was like wasn't it like yesterday?
Maybe it
No.
was like Monday,
I'm
Tuesday. Yeah. So, anyways,
yeah.
but like obviously as real estate agents, you just get hounded with all these like it's constantly at the top of our feeds and things like that. Compass Anywhere, biggest merger in real
Yeah.
estate history, all that kind of stuff.
Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
That's what Joe
So
said. There you go.
so like point being that like so you have the largest real estate brokerage by volume in
Yep.
Compass. You have the second largest real estate brokerage by volume Anywhere, and some people may not know Anywhere, but Anywhere it holds a bunch of household names. You've got Coldwell Banker, Century 21, Sotheby's, a few others as well.
Yep.
But those are probably like the most marquee names.
Yep.
But a lot of agents, like 300,000 plus or something like that. But when you take the biggest brokerage, the second biggest brokerage, that's a huge deal in any industry.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think they're going to have somewhere around like 20% market share when it comes to volume, amount of deals, all that kind of stuff. So it is a big deal in the grand scheme of things. But when you saw the news and maybe read up on it a little bit, Mike, did you have any kind of general thoughts? I know obviously grand scheme of things doesn't really change anything for us, but did you have any
No.
thoughts in terms of what it might mean? I don't know, a few months from now, a year from
Yeah.
now, a couple of years.
Uh, a bunch. They all got clogged, and then I had no thoughts for a little bit. But now I'm back. But now I'm back to having thoughts again. So, okay. First off, it's our industry is full of contractors, right? Like everyone for their, unless you're part of the actual corporate structure of running the brokerage, all the agents, all the brokers, right, that are underneath these different brokerages are 1099s. So it's not like there's like, you might, maybe they have to sign something to like stay on, but you're not beholden to any one broker. So that's why like there's more freedom of movement within the industry itself, which is why people like, people move for what reason? Their manager, potential help in terms of support staff, but that's more local to the offices within the larger brokerage. Splits, obviously, and then just general culture. And so I thought of it from a cultural perspective. First of all, people leave Compass or go to Compass because they're feeling a certain way about Compass. Same thing for Coldwell. That's a very different vibe than is at Compass, and Century 21 is different, and all those things. And to now have that under all one umbrella, you got to think there's like a um, eroding of each different business. And that my initial thought was like, what's keeping people from jumping there and going somewhere else? Like,
Mhm.
do all those agents actually stay with the trust that one company is taking over and they're not going to change the vibe of the company that they're currently with?
Yeah, and I think like I think like culturally, uh, at the end of the day, I think that so culture, you're absolutely right. But I think one thing that's a benefit to those agents that were under Sotheby's, Coldwell Banker, Century 21, any of the other brands under anywhere, is the technology. Like
Yeah.
Compass was or is a bit more of a tech forward company. At least they tout themselves as such. And
Yes.
and
Yes.
like I think they do have. I mean, our real estate coach is from Compass and stuff like that. And I've seen some of their tech platforms and the things they've
Mm-hmm.
built out internally. It's nice, and it's going to be a better experience for the agent, at least the agents that buy in. Some agents are a little bit more old school and struggle with technology. I would say it's probably going to weed them out.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a possibility of that because you got to follow, the parent company's processes, and if you don't, you're going to get left in the dust. So I think there's going to be some of that happening. That is good for, I think, those agents that buy in. It's good for consumers, but not good for those agents that maybe like were stuck in their ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
Right.
think that's something that we're gonna see. Um, I think too. I think like when one company is holding 20% of the market share, they're gonna have a little bit of control in the industry uh, in terms of maybe commissions, splits, even things like that. I think at the end of the day, it's enough. It's not like they have 50% share, 60% shares, so it's not gonna like completely take over. But in this era right now of more and more of these acquisitions happening. I mean, who knows what the future holds on that, right? So,
Yeah.
so the more of like I don't want to say monopoly, but I'm going to say it. The more like one company takes over an industry, the more risk there is of like not having fair play or a fair market, I should say,
Yeah.
in the industry, both in terms
I
of commissions. So that impacts sellers and buyers, and then also splits, which impacts agents.
I do. Yeah. I agree with that. And that was my point too of like who's to say that the volume of agents that are there like with the combination that's not decreasing right from
That's
there. It's just
just
like okay,
yeah.
like I'm gonna switch out. Um there's other battles being fought right now. The biggest one literally that Joe, thank you. That was literally my next point. Was it seems like they're not fighting like each other real estate brokerages. It's the battle for against Zillow, right? Zillow has slowly over time crept into different crevices. They were a search engine, then they became house buyers. for a time. I don't know if
Right.
that program is still in existence.
It's not.
Um, okay, there
Yeah.
you go.
They
But now,
that at least last I kind of looked into that, it failed miserably. They lost tons of money on that.
yeah, yeah, right. Like I don't know. It just seemed, yeah, a little far-reaching for what they originally the core of their business was. But now it's okay. Like if Zillow is the monopoly or duopoly with Redfin's probably a distant second in terms of search, but Zillow has become like the household brand name of looking for properties with the MLSs and the fact that you know me as an agent or us as agents have to put stuff onto MLS to list it. Zillow then captures that and then sells the leads back to the agents. And then beyond that is taking chunks of the referral for that. Like there seems to be with Refkin and Compass, Zillow, and then you have Mauricio also trying to start a different MLS outside of like the NAR game. It just I don't know it that intimately to say like what will the future bring, but I know that those are the competing entities
Yeah.
of where are your properties going to be listed, how are they going to show up, how are they going to show up, and then what money are they extracting, almost like double dipping for the fact that they're selling leads back to agents for some subscription.
Yeah,
That seems
it almost, I think part of it, yeah, it definitely seems like, I think anybody who's been following Compass and especially the stuff that they've been involved in terms of, like, those pocket listings, that
yeah.
those, like that whole conversation recently where they were trying to kind of like make that a standard, and that getting a lot of pushback. They're kind of putting, this is a power play too, so they can have a bit more control, actually a lot more control over those types of initiatives and increase at the end of the day the bottom line, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think one other thing I mean I think it's worth mentioning though is that this does, I think, allow smaller brokerages. I think there's going to be two schools of thought in terms of what smaller brokerages like
Talk to me.
like what they kind of like have the ability to do with this news, especially as it matures and things like that in the industry. I think on the one hand, people might think, oh, Compass gets so big that it's going to make it harder for smaller brokerages to really stand out, and kind of you know like really be able to compete, especially if it starts to impact commissions and splits and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of retaining agents and etc. Again, it remains to be seen if this really leads to increasing commissions or reduced commissions, reduced splits. Who knows, right? But like I think like that is something that like I've read in a couple of different instances in terms of how it can impact the industry. But on the other hand, I think given a lot of these agents are going to be under one umbrella now, and they're going to be forced to kind of follow a certain way, it allows these smaller brokerages, these more,
Differentiation.
yeah, these companies that are already differentiating and trying to, some companies like I don't know, Torii, you know what I mean, like, like I don't know, like it'll allow them to kind of stick out a little bit more. I think there's something to be said about having that kind of control as well,
Yeah.
and just being able to continue being yourself. So, not trying to poo-poo on Compass, if anybody listens to it that way, but I think
Yep.
that is something I thought about as well. I was like, hey, this is actually a good thing, um, at least in terms of the differentiation piece.
Yeah. I think there's a difference between having stuff baked in, like, Compass has its, whatever, Compass exclusives, which who knows what, is going on there and who takes advantage of that. There's stuff baked in that they tout. How often that is used, I doubt it's much less than it's being advertised. We I think no matter what company you work for as an agent, you are responsible for building your own sphere and contact base of things. right? If you do a good job of keeping up with your sphere and expanding it, then you don't need as many Zillow leads once you've matured as a broker
Right.
or an agent,
Right.
right? Like you're getting them from your, so you're not paying for those things to be sold back to you. Same way with the listings. You know, we join different networks. We have different channels of stuff that we hear about item or properties coming on the market. You keep tabs on agents that you know. It's all of that like from your own source or your small group versus some national thing that is touting, you know, the ability to do that without the work being put into it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I literally was having that conversation with Rashid. Rashid's one of the guys on our team. Like he asked me about that deal too, and I was like, Rashid, remember, I mean, like at the end of the day, the brand is you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like the
That's
brand
it.
is you, right? Yes, okay, you might be working with us at Torii, or you might be working for Compass, you might be working for any of these Anywhere brands, but the brand is you. People work
Yeah.
for you. People work with you because you are you, and you need to kind of continue to build that up, no matter where you are, and because that's what people are going to remember. People are not going to refer you because you work at a particular brokerage. They're going to refer you because you gave them an amazing experience. So I think I saw this in one of the reels I was looking at earlier today. Somebody was talking about the whole deal, but at the end, the Compass Anywhere deal. But at the end of it, he was like, "Look, this news doesn't change the way you treat your clients, the way you market, doesn't change the way
Mm-hmm.
you're following up with them. What kind of service you're providing. So just get after it, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and that's kind of like the headline. That really is the true headline. Like there's been so much other news in real estate over the last year and a half with these buyer agency agreements, with the decoupling of commission, with this new home inspection law in Massachusetts, with obviously the Redfin Rocket merger or acquisition. I think
Yeah.
Rocket acquired Redfin, but all the
Yep.
stuff that Zillow's been doing, right? Like, and now
Yep.
this. But what has really changed in terms of the day to day for an agent? I would say not much. The same thing apply. Same things apply. Same kind of tenets apply. And I think that's important for any agent. Uh, don't get lost in these headlines, right?
Yeah.
Like your business is your business, and you need to keep doing a good job for your clients. That's it.
That's it. That's it, man. That's kind of it. It's just like, can you get like, you know, kind of that next rung outside your sphere, like some influence and stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like people join stuff for different culture and, oh, okay, am I around a lot of people that kind of do approach the business in the same way as me? But once you get beyond like your immediate either team or like your local office or things like that, like the brand really has much less effect on what you're actually doing day to day. I think
Right.
like
Right.
it's your the immediacy of people that you talk to and see every day, um, that are
Exactly.
the
I
most
mean, like
important.
I'm pretty sure that none of my none of I mean, yes, like the stock market cares about this, right? Because Compass is a public company. I don't know if Anywhere. I think Anywhere is as well. But like the stock market cares about this. People in real estate care about this, right? A lot of the real estate titans, so to speak, are talking about it. But our clients don't give two shits about this.
No, no,
Right? Like they don't care at all about this. And that's what and our future clients don't care about this. They're probably never
right,
going to even know.
no,
So I would say like that's kind of the headline for me and for all of us is like focus on the stuff that matters and the stuff that you can control.
yeah,
'Cause just like these other things, it might have a minuscule or like kind of like micro impact, like for a day or maybe a few weeks or maybe like down the line it might have a larger impact on the industry. But locally and hyper locally, it doesn't matter at all. So,
no,
so keep at it if you're an agent that sees that's either on right now or sees like the recap. I think like just focus on the things that you can control, which is your business and the way you kind of handle it,
yeah.
and keep getting better at it because that's how you're going to differentiate yourself. Because most agents out there,
That's yeah. Yeah. I mean, we know that. So yeah. And there's third party tools for everything, right? Like we don't what do we use? A CRM that's different, right? That outside of our that anybody can subscribe to. We use signature tools that are anybody can access. Like not a lot of this stuff is
You use a
in
good
house.
email platform, a document
Yeah.
sharing platform. You've got a communication tool for
Yeah.
internal. I love
Some
that we're not
Slack.
using.
Yeah.
I love that until now we weren't using the names of the things that we were using,
Yeah.
but uh, but yeah, like I mean, like all these things, like there are, so to speak, tech stack, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and so hold on, the Saad compass anyway is way less than the tapestry behind you. I know. I mean, this is that's my home. One day,
Yeah.
Joe, I'll
Yeah.
give you I'll give you a digital tour, or you can come over and I'll show you. But that's what we do around here. But yeah, so I think like yeah, like to that point, that news is interesting right now. The stock market, of course, cares about, but the people that really matter to us, our clients and the agents that decide to join our team and things like that, meaningless in the grand scheme
Right.
of things. So,
Yep.
um, any last points you want to bring up, Mike? I think that covers it.
Yeah, that's most of it. I think like people associate us with Torii because it's small and like we're the ones running it, right? But if this was like 1,000 agents or something like that, I don't think anybody would know what at a point like what it's you, it's Saad or it's Mike or it's whoever.
Yeah,
Like that's
that's it.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
No.
Just to focus on your brand, not the brand that you work. I mean, I do think I will say this. I think that the brokerage you're at does matter in terms of mentorship. Like you need to, especially if you're new to the game, and
Yeah.
even if you're not, if you're looking to just grow and what have you, I think who's around you and how they support you does matter. But you can
Yeah.
get that at a super small brokerage. You can get that at a huge brokerage. Like, but that really just depends on who that person is that's mentoring you, coaching you, etc.
Yeah.
Versus the actual brokerage itself.
Yeah, that's that hyper local piece or people that you actually have access to. If you go to a company that has 3,000 of your or 300,000 of your position, then the guy with the little headset mic that's on stage, like welcoming you to the whatever event, is just like, yeah, and we got Creed to play for the afternoon session
I
or whatever the
know.
bullshit is. Like, whatever, whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
100%, 100%. I think, yeah. I mean, listen. Headline: focus on your business. Like, treat people well. Nate, what's up, man? Thanks for joining. Uh, if you want to share your thoughts on the Compass Anywhere deal, please feel free. Um, I think, like, if you're a real estate professional, don't get caught up in the news because your clients aren't getting caught up in this news.
yeah,
They don't even care about it. So, do the best for your clients because they're what drives your business, and they need the help, especially in the market that we have right now, right? Like price. And let's talk about Greater Boston specifically. We talk about this ad nauseum, but prices are high, interest rates are still high, right? Yeah, I know they've dipped a little bit, like
mm,
great, but it's still hard to buy right now. Like that's just a fact.
mm,
A lot of people who can only put 5-10% down, does it make sense for them to buy right now? I mean, that's a real question they need to be asking themselves, and you should be kind of coaching them on that. Be responsive, follow up properly, right, and just be there when they need you, right. And I
yeah.
think that's the key stuff that you should be focused on, not on number one and number two brokerages combined. Like,
Whenever you call me, I'll be there.
and somebody who will
Whenever you
sing
need
to
me,
you while you're in the car.
I'll be there. I really need
Um,
I need voice lessons to stop offending people. Uh, anyway.
Offending. I mean, if you had voice lessons, if you got voice lessons, then I couldn't sing sometimes on this on the line, and that would make me look bad, and that just cost me
Yeah,
more money.
yeah. I guess you need a flaw. I guess so.
Exactly. Exactly.
Uh,
You're perfect.
yeah.
Um, Bernie Molapali, what's going on? Thank you for joining. We got Nate, Joe. Joe, thank you for the comments and your participation. Super helpful. But yeah, I mean, listen. don't get caught up in the headlines. Focus on you. Focus on your business. Focus on your clients. And consumers, there's a reason why consumers aren't even on this live right now because they don't care about this deal. That's a fact.
Yeah.
We got more real estate professionals in here than anybody else. So,
Yep.
thanks for joining, everybody. That's Mike. I'm Saad. This is Story Time, and that's my cat in the background. See you next week.
All right.
All right.
Bye, buddy.
Bye, guys.